Welcome back to theCUBE's special coverage of Dell's 2025 CES preview. My name is Savannah Peterson. So excited for this next segment. One of the key minds behind a lot of the big changes today. Kevin, thank you so much for coming to kick it with me.
Yes, thanks for having me.
Before we get into the details, I just have to point out our details. We've both got Dell blue Nikes
We just noticed it when we sat down.
Yours are a little more the AI factory tone of blue. I've got kind of the traditional logo blue over
A little more
here.
Throwback Dell logo.
Yeah,
Nice.
exactly. Just what excellent taste you have. Speaking of being on brand, big changes for the Dell branding today.
Yep.
Very exciting announcements on the simplification front. I'm sure there's been a lot of conversation about that, but for folks just learning about the Dell Pro and Dell Pro Max series, give us the highlights of the logic chain there.
Absolutely, and I would even take a step back. It really starts with branding strategy following product strategy. And if we go back 2.5 years, we embarked on trying to redefine our product portfolio and dedupe it. And what we found was there were lots of parts of our portfolio where we had overlapping products that creates immense confusion for the customer.
Yeah.
Deloitte actually has a study that shows that 74% of consumers actually stopped in the purchase path of technology because they got confused. I think we've all had that experience.
It's that three things. We can't handle more than three things.
Yes,
so I'm not surprised you've put it in three categories.
It's a little bit like walking down the cereal aisle in the grocery store. It's like overload, right? So we've taken a step back and we've put it into three simple categories. Those simple categories are Dell, which is a very known brand. That is for play and school and work, very diverse in its use cases, right? Then we add the Pro moniker specifically for professional grade. And so this is really meant for those customers who intend to use that device 8 or 10 hours a day. They expect to be able to go on the road with it and be able to connect to in any conference room, be able to have all of that in a great sleek device. That's our Pro category. Then for people who have the use case of maximum performance, they know where to go in Dell Pro Max. And so we built out those categories. And then the other thing we've done is also created simple tiers so that instead of having, actually today we have 12 different tier names across our portfolio. We have different tier structures in our peripherals, in our displays, in our PCs.
It's a couple SKUs.
It's a lot of SKUs. What we want to do is make it easy for a customer to find the right PC, but then also find the right peripheral, the right headset, the right display, and even the right services and support. Now all of that is in these consistent tiers. So we have a base tier. That's the starting point for really essential productivity. We step up into a plus tier, which is our most scalable performance upgrade. And then finally a premium tier, which is the ultimate in design and mobility. And we carry that consistently across all of our products.
So it's a benefit for the consumer and their decision making, especially since, the numbers thrown out at the keynote earlier today, 1.5 billion devices ripe to be replaced. You want it to be simple for your customers.
It has to be simple. As we go through this refresh, it's critical that we help those customers find the right device, because if there's a lot of confusion in trying to understand the brands, understand the tiers, when we get down to the device, there's a lot of choices they need to make about the silicon options. They need to make decisions about the NPU and whether or not they want Copilot Plus. We want them focused in on more of those use case decisions and not distract with the sub-brand structure or the tiering.
Absolutely. I think that's critical. I think it's great that y'all did it. I know it's always a moment when there's a bit of a rebrand.
Yeah.
And I love that you simplified it and went away from letters and digits to something that I think a lot of people can digest, particularly as they embark. AI PCs are so new, only 2% of the market right now, greenfield opportunity in terms of what you're going to be able to achieve. What are some of the use cases on the customer side that get you really excited about seeing these AI PCs out in the wild computing and creating?
Yeah, well, I think one big one that we're seeing is Microsoft has started talking about some of the additional capabilities coming to Copilot Plus. And so that's pretty exciting when we think about, one I'm most excited about is called semantic search. And this whole idea that we don't think in file structures, so why do we have to search our PC in a file structure? Right. I have no idea what I named that PowerPoint. I have no idea what slide it is on or what revision. Now I can just type in natural language, I'm looking for this image, and it goes and finds that exact slide. I think that, for me, will save me hours I think that is going to be a light bulb moment for the customers when they're like, wow, that's what local AI does for me. Because I know that I can't do that inferencing of all those files if that was in the cloud. That would be impossible. It has to be done locally. But I would actually say maybe even more exciting than that is all of the opportunities for corporations to use their data and their use cases and apply large language models specifically to those use cases. So Dell's very focused on helping those customers along. That's quite challenging today, of finding the right models that'll run on an NPU, understanding the different silicon nuances. All of that is complicated. So we've actually developed what we call Dell Pro AI Studio, specifically to help corporations find the right model, be able to train that model independent of the different silicon choices, but then also embed that model into their enterprise application and keep it updated while that model updates. Dell knows a lot about updating devices, drivers, BIOS, all that stuff. And so we've taken all that learning and are helping IT organizations do that with these models targeted specific use cases in their corporation. So that's what I'm most excited about.
I love it. I see the AI studio, if the devices are the magic wand, the AI studio is a bit of the fairy dust that goes around that, when you twinkle it. And
Yes.
and it is going to be the glue that keeps the community loyal to Dell's AI hardware, because you're not only thinking about the adaptability, the sustainability, the modular design of the physical device, but you're also making sure that the developers who are using them are, or whoever it might not be a traditional dev at this stage using an AI PC, are within an ecosystem that's also going to be able to grow and match that same simplified user experience, like you're talking about, going from the branding to the device all the way through the ecosystem.
Yeah.
So
I think we're pretty unique in our ability to offer that to our customers. We're the only ones that are leading in AI in the data center, leading in AI with the largest share of AI PCs. So it's up to us to help those customers tie all that together and use these models to get to outcomes much faster.
yeah, absolutely. And I'll say, as an analyst, you are leading that. So
Yeah,
I'll go
great.
ahead and give you that
Glad to hear it.
information. Yeah. A couple more quick questions for you. When we're thinking about AI PCs, because there's so many different levels of knowledge and awareness right now. Those of us wonderful nerds here, we know what's going on in this space. We can understand the true value out of having an NPU in the unit and a different type of brain within your device, having that data on-prem and meeting it where it is. I'm curious for teams that might be listening right now. They could be an AI department. They could be someone in strategy who's trying to figure out how to plan for the next 5 years, not just their AI strategy for today, but these devices are meant to last as long as possible. They're durable, they're lightweight, the battery is consistent. There's a lot of things going on there. What do you wish more people understood? If you could wave that same magic wand right now and populate the community with information, what do you wish they knew about AI PCs that they might not?
That's a great question. Well, I think the biggest thing we want them to be thoughtful about is for that PC to live for 4 years in their environment. It's very different than how workloads have changed in the past. You look at the past 10 years, 15 years, the PC workload has not changed dramatically. In the next 4 years, it's going to transform. And so the most important thing is for our customers to be thoughtful about creating headroom for the devices, because we're also very focused on sustainability. We don't want them to have to rip and replace a device because they didn't plan ahead for the workload that's coming. So not only have we re-architected our devices to build more headroom based on the thermal design and been really thoughtful about enabling the system to handle those workloads, we also need our customers to think about buying the largest NPU they can with the budget they have, upgrading their memory, because next to NPU, it's probably going to be memory bound. Making those investments today are going to mean that device can last that full life cycle.
And keep up with the track and speed of innovation right
Yes.
now, which I think is a really big part of that, even in the way our minds are working.
Yep.
Last question, because I know it's a very busy day for you. When we're hanging out at Dell Tech World in Vegas in May, what do you hope to be able to chat with me about then that you can't today?
Ooh, that's a good one. I think the thing you're going to see from us at Dell Tech World is going to be this Dell Pro AI Studio actually translated into specific customer examples of how we enable them to get to outcomes in just 6 weeks, shifting away from all those nuances and all that complexity. And so I think the industry is waiting for demonstrating those outcomes. I will tell you, Dell has been customer zero. We've been using these toolkits. We've been moving models to run on top of NPUs. And we've done this for very specific use cases within Dell. Now, over the next couple of months, we have the right solution to help our customers do that. I'm excited for Dell Tech World to have specific examples that I can walk you through of how we've accelerated these AI outcomes.
Absolutely. Wow, I can't wait to tell those stories with you. Okay, sorry, one tiny baby follow-up to that real quick. You mentioned you've used it for very specific use cases in Dell. Can you share a couple of those?
Oh yeah, sure. I mean, we've been very focused on narrowing down to opportunities where we can augment people's workflow with AI. I'll give you a great example. One of these is around our tech support. So when we get a call in from a customer, they need help with a system, we actually have used a large language model to engage with that customer and give the next best action to the tech support agent. So no longer are they reading through a bunch of content. They have a large language model that's actually predicting what the next best action is. And so that's a great example. Some of the other areas, we're using it around software code generation. We're using it around content generation for go-to-market. So there's a couple of specific areas where Dell, obviously, we want to be customer zero. We want to use the technology, and we've seen tremendous productivity gains in those use cases.
Oh, I love to hear it.
Yeah.
And I cannot wait to tell more customer stories with you at Dell Tech World. Kevin, thank you so much for taking the time today.
Thanks for having me.
And thank all of you for tuning in to this fabulous special coverage of Dell's CES 2025 preview. I hope you're as inspired as I am. I hope you're thinking about your next pair of kicks. And I hope you tune in to the rest of our coverage here and enjoy geeking out with all the gadgets. My name is Savannah Peterson. You're watching theCUBE, the leading source for enterprise tech news.